Over the last 2 years, I have been the victim of online terrorism. So bad that even now I'm afraid to even make this post.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
This is serious.
I know! This really is the world's smallest violin. See?
So Cyrax has been crying on the internet a lot as of late, aka crocodile tears. Everybody kind of knows that Chance has always fake cried whenever it comes to actual sad subjects that I don't think he really understands that deeply. His girlfriend got a game over screen in Minecraft, if you know what I mean with that one, and he is upset because the trolls are still messing with him, and he's here to talk about how he is not the same person he was 8-12 years ago, which is weird because he's always been the same person for the entirety he's ever lived, pretty much. I can't think of a single thing that's really changed about Cyrax except maybe his attitude. I mean, obviously he's more unhappy these days than he was about 8 years ago, and that's because he's being trolled on the daily basis. But Chance here is here to claim sympathy. He's here to fake cry again and again and again. I don't know what is it with him and fake crying these days, but he's been doing it a lot consecutively. I think this is day 2 of fake crying and pretending to care about things that he really doesn't care anything about. But first, I want to go over this girlfriend situation with April, in which April, I didn't even know he was dating her. I guess it was a big secret buddy trolling thing that he never brought up, but he brings her up and acts like this was the worst thing that has ever happened to him. And it's really just, I don't know, it's a bizarre thing. He compares it to other things that have happened in his life, particularly with Zach Hussein and Kota Oda, among other people. He compares them to this girl that he lost, so I don't know. It's just a weird thing to compare these different things. You know, a tragedy is a tragedy in most people's eyes, but Chance decides to say this is the worst one of them all. And I'm not going to show too much of that video in today's little broadcast of everything, but I'm basically giving you a rundown of what he said.
There was this girl that randomly added me on Facebook, and me and her got to be really good. You know, me and this girl got to be super close with each other and become really good friends rather quickly. Well, during that time, this is before we dated, during the time period of us just being friends, we became super close really quickly. Like we would talk on Facebook all the time. We would message each other all the fucking time, you know, and we would talk, you know, on a daily basis, you know, like literally almost all day and all night we would talk. You know, we would always message each other back and forth. And the reason why we didn't like video chat or voice call was because she was always busy with work, and I understood that. I got that, you know, because she was always busy doing stuff.
So right off the jump, we're at a bad start. Chance is saying that he met this woman straight after breaking up with Kira, which is not good. You pretty much just kind of bounce from one relationship to the next. That's always a bad sign. It's a show of desperation, kinda, and that you really didn't learn anything. I don't know. That's just my little opinion of your attitude and behavior and all this, Chance. But it's so obvious that it's a troll. Like, who rushes into Chance's life and immediately becomes friends with him? Especially a deep connection, a bond, like Chance is claiming here. It's so obvious, and he can't even tell, or he does know, and he's acting like he cares about this fake situation, in which he's just trying to garner sympathy over something that didn't happen, which just, it's gross. I don't like that.
She tried to send me a $4,000 PC that was brand new off the shelf. They stole it and had it redirected. They found out the shipping info and had it redirected to them. So, we dealt with it. She got her money back. You know, April got her money back. And we tried again, but this time for a laptop, a few months later. Again, the same thing fucking happened. They found out where it was being sent to and had the package rerouted and resent to them.
Okay, I think this entire story is not right. I don't think she's the one who sent you the laptop that they took. Heck, it wasn't even Inwood Boy and William. Maybe they were involved with the Amazon guy, maybe they weren't. Maybe they'll claim they were involved when they weren't. I don't know. Things happen like that, and who really cares? At the end, it's just Chance not getting a PC or a computer, which is phenomenal. But Chance, you didn't really think that, oh, this could all be fake, this could all be false, and it's bizarre. His memory is not good, so I don't know where this whole $4,000 PC thing is coming from. I remember the laptop being rerouted, but I do not remember the $4,000 PC. However, on another note about the $4,000 PC, who would do that for Cyrax? Who? Realistically, that's right, the answer is nobody. Because Chance is just so gullible that he thinks that there's somebody out there that's willing to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to buy him toys. I mean, that's why he thought that the girl in Australia, his ex-girlfriend Taylor, was gonna buy him a $6,000 racing rig. This guy is very, very entitled. Cyrax is the most entitled person I've ever seen on the internet.
Only the second time they did something very fucking evil. They sat there and had a fucking, like, $25 baby toy that you can get off of Amazon. Sent to the location where I was supposed to pick up the package. And when I got home and showed April what they had sent, just like me, she was fucking furious. She was... and understandably so.
Chance is saying that the most evil thing that they've done here was sending that baby laptop toy thing to them, but obviously it's not a laptop because it's for infants. Chance is just acting like this is so terrible. This is on his education level. This could be a great learning experience for the guy.
And I was actually supposed to go out there this month to a festival called Aftershock, which is like the biggest concert on the west coast of the year. They do it every year out in California. Like, I was supposed to go out there to Aftershock Fest and meet a whole bunch of bands and have fun and, you know, listen to and get to see bands that I grew up with that I fully enjoyed, or bands that, you know, my friends enjoyed that I wanted to do stuff for. You know, like, I was supposed to surprise one of my friends for their birthday with a video by, you know, one of their favorite bands after I got to meet them and stuff like that, because April had paid for the VIP passes to where we were going to be backstage. We would get to meet the bands, you know, get to meet all the members of each band that was there and have fun. Like, it was supposed to be a fun thing.
So Chance is talking about going to see a band over in California where April lives at, supposedly, and he's making it all about himself. This video is supposed to be about April and the Minecraft incident, in which she, you know, Minecrafted. And Chance is just talking about bands. He's just talking about himself. And that's all he does throughout this entire, like, 30 minutes of him talking about this girl. It's mostly about the stuff she was gonna do for him and how he feels about it and what he would do. It's just all about Chance. Even whenever it comes to situations like these, he still manages to make himself the main character without a shadow of a doubt. I just can't believe it.
And I do want to say one last thing to April's family. I'm sorry that these people did this to your daughter. I'm sorry that they did this to you. I'm sorry they did this to her. And just know that if I could go back in time and fix things, I would, in a fucking heartbeat, without a shadow of a doubt, I would. And I hope that you guys can understand why I did what I did. And that the real evil ones here, the real ones at fault, are William and N-word boy. William Gloryhole and N-word boy are the real ones at fault. Because if they had not made me paranoid and scared, I wouldn't have left her. I would have stayed with her 1,000%.
I just find it really bizarre that Chance is sitting here talking about this girl and saying that William and Inwood Boy are at fault because of a decision he decided to make. And yeah, they have affected his decision making, obviously, but it's still his decision at the end of the day. And plus, it's a troll, and he knew that it was a troll. That's why he left her. You know, I didn't show parts of this, but he essentially said that he left her because he thought she was a troll, and he realized that certain things she was saying weren't adding up, which obviously was the case, but he's still acting so sad about it, and he doesn't shed a single tear throughout this entire video we're watching here. He just closes his eyes, opens his eyes, turns his head away, covers his eyes, picks his scabs. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else really to it beyond what I showed you and told you. But beyond that, he decides to come back for more crying that we're gonna check out here.
I'm sure y'all are wondering why I disappeared for the last 8 years. Or the last 12 years. For those of you that watched me disappear 8 years ago, or even a little under 8 years, or over 8 years, allow me to explain what happened. Over the last 8 years, I have been the victim of online terrorism so bad that even now I'm afraid to even make this post. I have been the victim of an online group known as Kiwi Farms. My life ripped away from me. Everything. Everything began back in 2017 when I was illegally entrapped and made to look like it made an easy target. Ever since then, these evil monsters stripped away everything from me. My life, my friends, family members. I have no job. Everything's constantly getting stolen from me because of them.
This acting reminds me of his old film, The Darkness. I have it playing in the background on screen here, where he acts just like this. He does this exact same bit, almost verbatim in the film, where he says, "Nobody believes me," and this, that, and the third. And it's not exactly what he's saying here, but it's the same general format. And it's very clear that he's acting still. I mean, there's no tears coming down, and there's no mention of April at all. It's clear that he's not very sad about that in the slightest, but he is sad about the trolls taking things from him and him not having a job, even though he's never applied for a job in his life. I can't think of a single time that Chance has actually thought about going to work, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Chance is never going to go seeking employment, but he gets certain details about this whole thing wrong. It's just obvious. You can nitpick a lot of what Cyrax says here and read him like a book if you know the lore.
Law enforcement refuses to help. And about 4.5 years ago, because of these people, I attempted different times. These people put me in such a bad mental state that when they had me doing stuff that I knew was wrong, I wasn't myself. They manipulated me and blackmailed me into doing unspeakable things to myself. And unfortunately, I listened because I didn't know what to do. I was scared for myself, my family. I was doing only what I had to do to survive. Getting through each day. And to this day, it is still going on. The group I am talking about is Kiwi Farms. And things have not been easy. People always reporting me, always trying to keep me from my friends. My music is always being stolen from me.
I just gotta interject here and address everything that Cyrax is saying, which is very typical. These are very typical Cyrax things to say. He's talking about how law enforcement won't help him out, and they won't arrest the trolls that are bothering him on the internet, which obviously is not their job. Law enforcement is not obligated to deal with any of the stuff Chance is dealing with. Unless if a crime is done, Chance, the police can't do anything. As for your friends, a lot of them kind of left you because you bothered them, or they kind of found out the kind of reputation that you have and the things that you've done. I mean, like Security Jake, you bothered him, you kept on calling him over and over and over again. At least that's what the story goes like, in which you were friends with Security Jake for years before Marty and the trolls came around. And you kept calling him on the phone, yelling and screaming about the trolls to him, and he just got sick of it and left. And you've had a few different people who were genuinely interested in helping you out and getting to know you and trying to understand you, And obviously they didn't know the details of your situation, but when they did find out the details of your life and the things that you're doing, they turned their back on you. They turned their coat because they kind of realize that there's no morality in any of this.
Half my friends gone. My best friend of almost 19 years, Jake, walked away from me. My older sister, Daylin, disowned me. My own dad disowned me. I lost half my friends. I've lost a lot because of these people. I've not been myself. And every wrong thing that I did was out of pure survival because they blackmailed me and put me in survival mode. Every day was a fight for survival. Every day is still a fight for survival, and I want out of it. I want help. My name dragged through the mud. I tried to go into hiding under aliases, but they still found me.
Okay, every time you make an alias, Cyrax, you make it very obvious that that's you, and which you have tried to become a different person, a different entity. You tried to become a VTuber probably about 4 or 5 times. There was that werewolf VTuber you were trying to be. There was Neko Gamer and a few others that I'm not going to name here. But you just don't get it, Chance. You just don't understand that a lot of this is of your own doing. You can't just blame the trolls for everything that you do or blame them for the events of your friends and your family, because you, first of all, you disowned your stepfather long before the trolls came around. You disowned him back in 2018 because you got into a fight with him in 2014. That's what happened, Chance. You got into an argument, an altercation with him and his wife. And that was that. That was the whole story. And you disowned him for that.
My family and me have fought more than ever before because of these people, because we don't know what to do. We've been fighting amongst ourselves. My mental health has gone downhill so bad. And I need everyone's help because I don't know what to do. I need help from somebody out there who can please help me. Help me to get away from these people. Every single thing that I did wrong, I regret. But also everything I did was out of pure fucking survival. Out of pure fucking defense. Even though I know that it was not okay, I did what I had to do to survive. That person that you guys see on Facebook before 2017, that's the person that I want to be again. This person I am now is not myself. I have not been myself for a long time. I barely eat anymore. I barely sleep. At night, I sleep all day. I barely do anything to help around the house anymore. I don't do things I love anymore.
It's about survival. It's about the survival of the fittest. You have to whip it out and get them banned. You gotta do it.
It's just, Chance, dude, is that really a survival tactic? That's some bizarre survival tactic, man. I have no idea where you learned that one from, but I guess it is what it is at the end of the day. Chance is gonna claim that everything he's done was a survival tactic. Okay, alright. I'm not even gonna begin to explain what's wrong with that. I think I kind of already did, but Chance, about you helping around the house and not eating or sleeping properly, you could easily fix those things. Set an alarm clock, get your sleeping schedule going better. Just go cook your own meals. Go downstairs and grab yourself, I don't know, a can of SpaghettiOs and dunk that in the microwave for 5 minutes. Do something if you're not eating enough. I mean, I would never eat SpaghettiOs, but you get what I'm trying to tell you. Go eat and then go sleep. Drink water too. Like, Jesus, man, it's basic self-care. Nobody's gonna do that stuff for you like Sally was doing it for you your whole life. You just gotta do it. You gotta be an adult, Chance. Take care of yourself. But he doesn't want to take responsibility or do anything for himself, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up here and do my shout outs. Miss Psycho, the Sausage 01, John Christian Crivelli, the Hatman, David Stinky Finger, David Gunga, Sixcloak 9, Stephen Thurman, Rax Labs Trademark, Croissant, Josh Baker, Blues Nose Clues, Plug, Clan of David, David and Fred Slapfight, Lotus Man 17, Chris H, Sean McClure, Hello Panda, The Stream That Jake Built, Sauce, Murderous Mushroom, Saggy Raggy, Paul Highlander, Xanrax, Fats 12, Danger Chris, Nico Suave, Mark Pena, Unknown Poster, Smifters, Nivik, Benjamin Sanborn, Only Wise Hermit, Gaming with Both Hands, Daniel Evans, Punky666, Joyful Danae, Jojo's Woodshed, Christopher Zazel, Harry Genitals, Haley Cantaloupe Cakes, Jason Cruel, Delray, Tubby Thunder 43, Lord David Reverse, Jilly's Mom, Finn and Aaron, Joshua Roberts, Depressed Rabbit, Gunslinger Bread, Zerl Champion of First Claw, Oversoul, Old Cars and Python Sarah, Dreadhead David 420, Ice Swallow, The Black Pearl, Edward Wadden Hain, Nick Cliff, Atomic Renegade, Steve Squeepy Van, Evan Reed, Curse Decals, Lord of Worlds, TJ Binder, James, Honda Civic, Tannis Finest, Bobado San, Bakano Sensei, Poofy Mooncakes, Mad 33s, and Dark Chocolate. Yeah, there's so many members. Thank you guys for y'all's support. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.